my friend peoples, this is the final jar of the miniseries. And then, I still got the 3 big ones left that I bought after the Christmas sale. So the jar obsession has not ended. And at the time of recording this, I already got base colors on all 3 of those. So look at me go. I'm also hungry, but it's like 9 at night. And I'm not going to bother feeding myself right now. So that was useless information. That's what I do around here. Okay, so back to the jar. So this one is actually the toy soldier video that I did. I think it was the last video of 2024. Or maybe not the last one, but it was maybe the first of 2025. I don't remember, but it was somewhere around that area. But I remember saying how much I did not really enjoy the process of painting on those. I thought it was going to be a little bit more fun. I thought I was going to get a little more creative with that. There was like a lot of idea potentials. And I did have an idea with that, and I don't remember exactly where I was at with the idea on the video. But I think I talked about that a bit. Anyway, long story short, this is the Toy Soldier short story fairy tale theme idea. Because this is what these 4 mini jars were themed after, was like my short story fairy tale-esque kind of things. Well, that made sense. So, yeah, this is kind of what I ended up going with the toy soldiers. I didn't include all 3 colors from the Nutcrackers. And kind of my thought process with that was, because they're all technically the same being, they were just one being that split into 3, or something to that effect. So I chose red not because, that's the main Nutcracker or something, but, it's the blood. It's the blood that ties these 3 together. And then the black is for the taintedness that happens. Did that make sense? Yeah, that probably made sense. It made sense in my head. I was kind of winging it because I didn't really know what to do with the Nutcracker theme. And so I was kind of happy that I did this one last. It was going to be last either way, but I definitely can say that I had like the least amount of idea for it. And so when I actually finished the other 3 and I got to this one, I was like, maybe it'd be cool if I did this, and then I'll add that, and then maybe this over top. And the, like, kind of crisscrossy, jaggedy thing, however you want to call that, on top of the heart, that was not planned. I was going to have that all filled in, but my brush had a couple of Revel bristles, and that's how it ended up. And I was like, you know what, that's actually kind of neat. I'm going to keep it like that. Even though it does feel like some sort of Blackjack meets Queen of Hearts, or maybe you could replace either one of those with Persona and you would still get Persona 5 specifically, because they do like the black, red, white color scheme, and I think that style is actually really, really cool. But yeah, then I'm not quite sure if I'm sold on the pink, but I didn't want to like just do another red, because I didn't want it to be all washed out with red. And I don't know, maybe a darker pink, maybe more of a red would have looked better. I'm undecided on the color that I chose. But it is what it is now. They're glued on, and I don't feel like changing them. And then I just added the black jewels on the edge, and I had to use some Mod Podge because, well, the stick that was supposed to be sticky wasn't sticky. Also, I did kind of show off that I got a new bottle of Mod Podge. So yeah, that, because my old one is sealed shut. I was going to open up that one and use that, because there's only a little bit left, and I wanted to try and use it up to not be wasteful, even though it's getting chunky. But it was sealed shut, and I gave up trying to open it. So then I went with my new one. And then, also I did this part, and I'm not sure if I'm quite sold on this idea either. And if we remember from the Nutcracker video, I had like the strings coming down, and it went up and down and all around, and yeah, so I think maybe if I had used red sewing thread, this might have looked a little better. I think this was maybe too thick. It was a good idea in the moment. Actually, it was a good idea before the moment. In the middle of the moment, I was having regrets. But yeah, I think sewing thread might have looked a little bit better here. Well, I could tear it off. I just don't feel like it. Actually, some of the glue came off already. Although it does look cool with the cover off. I kind of like that, how it's still attached. But it's like, kind of like the lifeline between the 3 triplets. Well, I guess if they're artificially made and they're identical to each other, they're identical triplets, right? That classifies. I'm going with it. I have no names for these characters yet, even. I haven't even actually, drawn them out. But I find the idea intriguing anyway, and I thought it'd be fun to include it on a mini jar. And here is my excuse me, my jar collection. It's really an obsession. All together. And hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know. Until next time, bye-bye!